Okay, here we go. After Party 27, where we talk about sessions 81, Dog Days Are Over, 82, Revelations and Reparations, 83, You're Going to Need a Bigger Tat. Those titles all pretty straightforward, right?
Do you expect me not to sing Florence and the Machine? Because I really want to.
It's been going through my head since the episode released, so.
I would like to assure any lawyers listening that may represent Florence the Machine that we did, it was completely our original thought.
I could sing it in a similar tune and say the Frog Days Are Over.
I think that's safe.
Sure,
That's
and that
safe.
would make zero sense for our episode, so probably best not to do that. Well, nothing happened these 3 episodes. That was a great episode.
Not really. I think,
everybody.
that was great.
Let's wrap it up.
I've been John. So we start out with the Blink Dog fight.
Puppy battle.
Blink Dog 82.
Yep, we nearly avoided it, but those scrolls were just too juicy for
Too tempting.
for Falzer, and he
For
had
our
to get
chaotic
them. So
good character.
Sorry, folks.
they did go down pretty quick, though. They
Yeah.
weren't really too bad.
I don't
Yeah.
like saying down and killing dogs. That was like the worst.
Well, I mean, they're
he
Blink
kept
dogs.
calling them puppies.
Yeah,
They were
that was-
puppies. They weren't even fully grown yet.
Oh my gosh, Leland, you're killing
And
me.
now that's canon.
In fact, a few of them haven't even been old enough to have their eyes fully open yet.
They technically didn't attack us first,
Those
did
So
they?
blind
color
ones?
spray did
Yeah,
nothing.
Falsey's color spray. They were already blind.
What was the point?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I said, oh, I remember that from the ogre. And
This
he's
show
like,
is the
don't
worst.
We all? Don't
I
we
quit.
always? I mean, were the scrolls worth it?
Yeah, even if they were puppies.
Simply the best. McLaren, simply the best. Is I think what you decided to say.
Yeah, I mean, those scrolls are not scrolls that Falsey would... I mean, he could try to use them, but they're pretty high level.
They're necromancy-ish.
Yeah.
Also, they're pretty nasty spells, like Man Alive.
Yeah, they're gross.
Alamar is just...
Man, not alive. I mean, now alive. Was dead, now alive.
Right, yes.
Real
Read my mind.
Well, after the brutal slaughter of the Blink Dog puppies, we did kill the zombies in the cages, too.
Yep.
Or I think you turned them to dust, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's all cool until I channeled and then can't get that back till another short rest. But
Did any of us ever discuss on mic who we thought those individuals were?
Well,
I know we read it.
we found out eventually who they were, and that's
did we?
a bit of a bummer. Yeah.
High-level wizards.
It was never spoken about between a lot of you. No, Falsey read it in
No, it was
Alamar's
never
journal,
discussed.
yeah.
But yeah, they were like renowned wizards that Falzer and recognized their names.
What?
Yeah. Way to go, Alamar,
Celebs.
you jerk.
Why would Alamar have those guys in those cages? Dead.
Because he was trying to turn them into liches. He was testing his elixirs. I don't know.
Well, it could be.
That's what I was thinking.
We did get the scrolls and then proceeded to head out and then ran into a little bit of an issue with Alamar being in his study.
That was so funny. Oh, man.
Yeah, a little bit of a sneaky around, and eventually led us back down into his study, into his library, or his office.
Where we found a secret passage to escape.
We did
No.
find the
It was the tiniest
elixir,
secret passage ever.
which is great because we wouldn't have found that elixir if we didn't run into that
That's
problem.
true. Yeah.
No, you wouldn't have. I should just let you get out of there.
Which,
Oh, man.
you know, are we too hasty most of the time and miss a lot of stuff?
Yes.
Or are
Probably,
we-
yes.
Yes.
It's all Shaft's fault. He's the hastiest of us all.
That's right.
I didn't find anything, but we were gonna leave without searching those bags laying on the floor. There could have been who knows what kind of fantastic items could have been in those bags.
And those bags on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
There's
made
nothing in
sense that they were like the zombie clothes. So that means the zombies were naked, eh? Naked Zombies is a good band name. Got music on the brain.
The bare naked zombies.
Yes. Perfect. So here's the thing: if Leland wouldn't have brought up that scroll,
Yeah.
what would we have done to escape? We just would have waited.
Oh, I totally, like, I knew that I had it, and I was like, I just didn't
You
want to use
remembered
it.
something?
I know. Okay. But let's say, like, without that scroll, take it out of the equation. What's our best option?
We probably just
What
would have
was it?
hunkered down, I think.
Hunker
Yeah.
down. And if he came down, you would have made a tiny hut, and we would have been invisible and just waited.
Yeah, there's no way he would have detected anything.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
would have known we were
Especially
there.
when he walks in a room with all his slaughtered puppies and all that. He would have probably not.
I assumed he
Brave.
would have been terrified and turned around and left.
Well, we'll never know. Because you did use the scroll, which was one of the best rolls, I think.
Yeah.
Most exciting rolls we've
Nat 20,
had.
I was terrified. I mean, with Shakara, plus the fact that intelligence is my best stat, I mean, the odds were pretty good, but I was still so worried.
Leland, did you look down through a chart and see anything that was really cool that you were really hoping was going to happen?
I really hope for a scroll mishap soon. Some of them are pretty. They're not like fatal, but some of them could be pretty bad. There's only 6 things that could happen. It's just a simple D6 roll, and
What things can happen? I am totally clueless to this.
I made up a lot of them. I can't tell you that. You have to perhaps get one and see what happens.
Well, that's terrifying. I assumed there'd be a.
questions.
I assumed there'd be a table that is like from one of the.
There is a
DMG
table in
or
the
something.
DMG, absolutely, from his house, but I tweaked it, so
Oh, perfect.
some of them were lame.
As Leland often does.
Now they all will almost kill you.
Yes, great.
Great.
It's all right. I have plenty of hit points to be drained.
Yeah, no, it's a vast pool that could never be emptied, no matter how many days go by.
Just a big, bulky wizard.
Definitely not from Isabella. Or anything like that. We'll have to talk about the table again for episode 83, eh? That I want to hear what else is on that. Yeah.
So then you guys, I think Falzarin and Shakara, you did a little dimension door to find Geneva, I believe, right? To go and talk to Alamar to get him out of the room so we could escape.
Escape.
Any thoughts? Any thoughts on how that went for you guys?
Surprisingly well.
A well-executed plan.
It went just
That's
great.
right.
We were lucky. I'm glad she's on our side, you know?
So we took off, went down to the Rising 3, and took that elixir. I think the discussion really was, what are we going to do with this elixir? Did we want to dump it out? Did we want to hide it? I mean,
Give
some
it to Danzig.
thought would be to pour it out, and then it's not of any use to anybody, right?
Yeah, I kind of wish we had done that.
That's definitely what I would have. That's what I wanted
I know
to
you
do.
you talked about it, but I think from Shaft's perspective, he's looking at it as a potential bargaining chip or maybe
I
something.
totally get why we didn't dump it out, but I wish we had.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to come back to bite us in the ass. I just know it will.
Well, yeah.
110%, especially with Leo.
I agree with John. Like, it could be a valuable bargaining chip. It could be valuable as a source of information to study it. And like Falzarin said that, maybe we could learn something from it if we find an alchemist who can.
I mean, if there's phlogiston in it, sure.
Who knows? Could be just chock full of phlogiston.
We need to find that
Put it through a coffee filter and get that phlogiston right out of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, and bring it to a boil. So what we did do is hide it in the control panel of the Rising 3.
And make Grimby a target.
100%.
He's a pretty smart guy, and he's protected by the dome. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows we put it there. Except for us and Grimby.
Grimby's one of the few people that I wasn't going to tell Grimby, but Shakara wanted to be all honest and stuff. And,
Yeah.
hey, we're going to put this in here, okay? I don't like putting stuff in my controls,
Well,
you know.
I wanted him to know it was there,
That
so
was a
he
good
knew
point.
something was on the boat. So in case somebody came looking for it, he would know not
When
to
they
give
beat
them.
it out of him, he'd be able to tell them where it is.
Well, no. He would know to run away if somebody came to the boat.
You think Grimby would run?
I would hope
He doesn't have a crew to help.
would get away for his own sake, yes.
Okay.
Ah, Grimby.
I think Grimby would
Fight.
take care of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice of Falzarin as we're leaving the boat. Like, I got the message from Geneva, like, the port's not safe or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, Grimby, by the way, the port's not safe. Like, none of us even told him.
I was going to, but Falsey beat me to it.
Yeah, right.
I was.
We didn't know what it's not safe from. She just said it wasn't safe.
Yeah, I know. But, like, for playing a good character, I forgot to even care about him, is all I'm saying.
The trouble is that, like, okay, so the Geneva tells us the port isn't safe, but there's a friggin' kraken swimming around in the water. So, like, if he,
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, if he takes the boat and goes out to sea and submerges it to, you know, stay hidden or whatever, then he bumps into the back of a kraken.
Best way to avoid a kraken is just stand still.
That's true. Yes.
We did learn that.
Yeah.
Don't
They, I believe they're
Don't
direct
move.
descendants of Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of direct descendants, let's talk about all our book learning.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's a good segue.
Well, before we get to that, you did have one interaction with Grimby, and you were a little bit upset with him. Or you asked him about the crew and wanted to be involved in crew selection. And it sort of pissed Grimby off a little bit, I think.
I understand where Grimby's coming from. I think that I was looking out for him in that way. I was like, listen, like if this place is crawling with deep scions, which is what we're suspecting, like
Yeah,
they
I
could
totally get what
easily,
you're saying.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, these people are onto us. Let's put one on their boat with like.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I agree. I think it was a good
Yeah,
move.
so like, yeah, sure, he got pissed off because Mia doesn't have any tact, but
Well, I think we were all good quite a few episodes ago with when Grimby and all of us took the ship, and then I think we said, you can have the ship, and after that he became very protective of it.
yeah.
As soon as we gave it to him, I was like, yeah, you're just lucky to be on here now.
Yeah, like, you are gonna give us a ride home, right?
Let's not skip over the fact that Danzig and his barrel was no longer in the bottom of the boat. And Shaft tried to lie about where he was, even though we all knew he was with Tenchi. And
Well, actually,
And try to lie. I lied.
Mia does not
Called
know
you out
where
on it.
he is. Mia's never been down to Tenchi's, and you guys have not mentioned it to her, so Mia does not know.
there's so much that Mia doesn't know. I feel so bad.
That's fine.
I mean, we got the tats, and we got them from Tenchi.
No, I know who the guy is. Like, you've mentioned him, right? But you guys have not mentioned the barrel or anything like that.
Oh, right. No, that's right.
And I mean, it's cool. You all have tattoos, and like it's like friendship bracelets, and I don't have one.
So bitter.
It's like
So salty.
poor Mia.
So that does roll out. That's the end of 81, and then we go into 82, which was the book learning episode. So this is where we pulled all those books that we took from Alamar's library and did a late night review.
And Shaft went to sleep in
That's right.
air
Shaft
quotes.
went to sleep.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, this, honestly, Alamar's secret library has been one of the biggest, like, impacts on our adventure in a while, I think. Like, we got a lot
So much information.
lot of information out of there.
But does it lead to answers or more questions?
Right, but I mean,
So many
it-
more questions.
it propels us
Yeah.
quite a bit further along. Like, trying to figure all that stuff out on our own.
Oh, Leland's in DM mode just watching us theorize right now. Come on, say something. Give us something solid. Tell us information.
I think this singular episode, you learned more information than you've learned this entire campaign. So, you're welcome.
Was that out of just sheer dumb luck? We
pity.
did a lot of great role playing
pity.
and got there, or did you just finally go, good, we're never going to finish this unless I just give it to him?
Well, see, that is why the DM has a screen, my friend.
Oh man, we're not getting anything out of him.
So
No,
the
I
last
think
one.
I mentioned before that, it would have been very easy for the party to never find Alamar's library, right? Like, I could have completely missed that. I mean, you could be back on the mainland by now. Really?
Yeah. Yep. That's where Shaft would
Yeah.
like to be.
That's true.
Yeah. So
I have a question, Emily. So when we got to the boat and we started opening up the books, your spell was wore off for like the reading of other languages.
Yeah.
I think Mia was like confused because she thought you could read all that one, whatever it was that you were reading that you could no longer read, and gave it to Falzern.
Yeah.
But I didn't role play that. But I was like, what?
Yeah, it's only lasted an hour.
The other thing is, we were about to take a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you out of... Could you not cast it again?
I was out of spell slots.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
What level spell is that?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But as a paladin / warlock, I don't have that many spell slots, and I smited a lot.
Yeah, you just smite the
yeah.
hell out
The
of those
dogs. You're
I-
like, this
I
dog's annoying me.
smite it.
Smite it. That uses a spell slot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know that's
Yeah.
how that works. Okay.
smite those puppies. Okay. Then, so we did. So anything we want to talk about what we've learned in the books?
Does anyone have any
Yeah.
questions on what was in 82?
Oh.
No, I mean, like,
Yes.
as far as the actual,
Like, actual
material that you
Yeah,
did
I got my
discover.
notes out here. Let's see. We are assuming that it's the reawakening ritual that was pulled out of the surreptitious practices. Is that correct? That's what we're assuming?
That's what we're assuming brought the
Okay.
Kraken to life.
Okay. Let's see.
Which we have... Never mind.
Yeah.
This is where we need to bring up how many episodes have we recorded since these episodes?
A few.
Are we're a ways, and I should say we may not have a whole lot of different sessions recorded, but a lot of stuff's happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Leland, in giving us the options in Pax and Worship, so like giving you the option to kill your patron, but then specifying that in killing a patron, there's often an even greater patron that they're controlled by. You're steering us purposely towards the ritual of catharsis? Or
No,
is that just like actual, that's the rules, that's how it is?
putting all the information out there. That's what you've learned.
That's how the Sith work, right?
It's what?
That's how the Sith work. There's always a master and
an
sort of like
an
and the
apprentice.
Jedi does too.
Yeah, I appreciate that reference. I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
I was like, wait, that's not Star Trek.
No,
Yes,
I was...
Thank you, Elena, for explaining that punchline.
I just couldn't figure out why you'd say
Oh, I get it.
Use the Force, Harry.
oh, this is the way. All right. Anyway.
I was curious because I try not to do too much Googling and looking stuff up because
I do zero, man.
I find
You
it
can
hard.
tell.
Oh, yes, Miss Phylactery. Wait, was that these episodes?
I didn't look
I
up,
think it was these episodes. It was these episodes.
I didn't look up phylactery.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
It was in these episodes. While we were playing, yeah.
What? Didn't we already know what it was?
Oh my goodness. While we were playing, you Googled it and found on some wiki that it's usually it's usually like some
Steel
type of
box or
metallic
something like
box.
Yeah.
That was
Man,
in
you're
that was in the
forgetting
episode.
Okay, well I already forgot it, so
Yeah, it's like you're 50.
it's like I'm Bill. What the heck?
No, I was curious to know if you homebrewed some of this stuff about packs and patrons, or if it's from like D&D supplements or like the Ritual of Catharsis and that sort of stuff.
I made up the Ritual of Catharsis. Maybe
Okay.
something similar exists, but I didn't use any pre-existing material.
Gotcha. What about phlogiston? Is that
That's
something of
all
your own
like
creation?
yeah, that's all pre-existing stuff. Yeah, that I
That's
adapted,
a legit
for
thing,
sure.
and it's in the elixir of Alamar's. Duh, we already figured it out. Okay, so when it says blood of a celestial, are you able to give us more information on that? Like, is it literally like...
If you find a celestial being and drain it of its life force, you could potentially use it in the ritual of catharsis.
Oh,
you have
boy.
to drain it of its life force. Okay.
Oh, I didn't specify how
it
much
said
of that.
blood.
Yeah.
It said blood, but if we want to go all the way with it,
We want to make
That's
sure
where I
it
was
really
like,
works. We're really keen
Is
on
this
doing
a donation? And that's where I was like, does it have to be like 100% purebred, like celestial?
Well, and remember
like...
that book and that specific book it's all anecdotes. It's a collection of anecdotes from a bunch of like Mr. Lee Winks. That was his entry in that book, right? So it's also why it didn't have like it didn't give you any specific measurements or anything. It wasn't like a recipe for it because it's almost like it's all word of mouth stuff. And again, later Falsey dove into it himself and read retellings of when this ritual horribly failed and that kind of stuff. So none of this is an exact science. You're not opening up a textbook and being able to look at an answer key at the back of it for these questions.
Not
right?
helpful, Leland. Thank you. Can someone tell me what machinations means? I didn't Google that.
It's sort of like a phylactery.
Like plans or
Chewing?
schemes kind of thing, right? Like they're
It's like a phylactery.
it's a Girl Scout cookie.
yeah, machination is a metal box.
Oh, sweet. The French make really good machinations, right?
Love me a box of machinations. Yeah. Emily, what were you gonna say?
I'm trying to remember if there was something else.
Is your name Emily, William?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Good.
I don't. So if you do, go ahead. I was just going to comment on the fact that I can't remember if I have a question.
Literally.
So we read the books. We've learned basically nothing except some new words and some ideas on what we might need to do next. Right? We want to stop, at this point in the story, we want to stop this lich for some real reason. I really haven't put all that together as to why we care so much about Alamar.
I was confused by that a little as well. That was like that's like the latching on point for the party. It's like, wow, okay.
Right.
You kind of
Because
shifted from
that's
this Kraken
evil.
real quick.
Someone really convinced Mia that it's like a greater evil, and at the time, Mia thought it was potentially related to the Kraken. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So is our party chasing the greater evils to right, the wrongs to right? Is that the goal here? You know, as we're running around trying to stop something, somebody stole a purse, and then we're going to help, and then we look over and we see somebody getting murdered, so that takes precedence, and then suddenly we see something else. And
Righting the wrongs has been Shakara's goal since she left home.
so what's the most wrong going on right now from Shakara's perspective?
The Tritons are gonna take care of.
Literally, the
Kraken.
Krakens, the Deep Scions, the Lich is all one big mush of problems in Mia's mind. They're all linked somehow in Mia's mind.
I think part of what also caused us to really focus on the Lich thing is that we knew it's got a very precise timeline that is in the immediate future.
That's fair.
As far as we knew,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, and Alamar having sway over the elders, and like infiltration is existing in the elders, and now Isabella's an elder. It's all sort of tied together, and Alamar's spearheading that, and so. Yeah.
Actually, Isabella's sort of taking a back seat here in this whole mess.
She is, other than strangling the life out of Falzarin slowly.
yeah. So
Well,
we're
that's
gonna
true.
go kill Isabella, and we're gonna kill Alamar, and we're going to let the Tritons kill the Kraken. And when the Kraken dies, all the Deep Scions are just gonna die.
What are you gonna do with Dendar? Kill Dendar?
No.
Well, you're right. We will have to kill Alamar
Yes.
because we can't let him go. He'll just go do it again.
Yes.
What if he promises to never do it again?
Well, there you go.
His
See,
fingers are probably crossed, and we can't trust it.
I mean,
Those
We know you
gnarled
lied to
fingers,
us.
if he crosses them, you might not be able to uncross them.
mention briefly that I didn't tell you guys much about what I read in the Gods and their Macaroons. But Mia has always, in part of her backstory, if you listen to it, she always kind of wonders if she's part god. So now she's got these delusions of grandeur.
Again.
After being nervous around other powerful people and being like, oh, am I good enough and strong enough? Now she's like, yeah, I'm alright. I'm cool. I'm part god. I'm a product of incest. NBD. We all know what happened to King Joffrey. He turned out fine, right?
Spoilers.
Oh, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones from 7 years ago, pardon me.
Then you've saved yourself a lot of wasted time. So good job on you.
Like 2 seasons, maybe 2 or 3.
The Tritons are coming.
So, Flonkerton. It's the flow, bro. It's like riding the rainbow. Were you watching like a Skittles commercial when you came up with this? Or
No, he just said that it's a real thing.
Okay.
It's a D&D thing.
It's volatile and flammable.
We got a good night's rest, woke up in the morning, and decided we were going to split up again.
We found out information about the Neogi, too.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And what was that?
Well, that was the one thing I'm remembering now I wanted to comment on was did you call them the nameless ones? Is that what they were?
Yeah.
That they created with the intent of them being, minions or slaves for them.
Yeah.
But then they ultimately ended up being unable to be controlled by the Neogi and kind of pursued and started killing the Neogi and causing them to flee. So
I feel like Mia knew that. Am I making that up, Leland? I thought I knew that from talking to the one Neogi guy he talked about.
You heard, that Neogi mentioned the nameless ones and told you.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So we just need to find a few of those guys and we're set there.
I mean, I know where to find them.
The nameless ones or the Neogi?
The Neogi, but they might know where the nameless ones are.
Are the nameless ones already here?
Probably.
Is what I'm thinking.
Probably is my thought, or coming soon.
Are the nameless ones the deep scions?
No.
Oh my god. Taking
No.
the
No,
form. Yeah, because they're shapeshifters.
Anything
they can
you
take the
say
form of a
is
shapeshifter.
garbage.
That is shapeshifting.
Oh,
No.
that is meta. I like
The
it.
triple reverse.
It's
Wow.
like Inception, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have an encyclopedia on the Neogi, though, so that, like, if we ever stumble upon the circumstances, like with the Tritons, you can tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have information on a few spacefaring races, actually, within that book. Obviously none that have any type of pertinence currently, but...
Raise your hand. This is good for podcast. Raise your hand if you want our party to go to space.
My hand's raised.
All right, Leland and Elena. Okay, Bill's got his hand up. That'd be cool. 3 to 2.
That's majority vote, folks.
Detmers are afraid of space. Okay.
No, not
right.
afraid of it. I don't know if we need another place to go just right now.
You know what? We need another place to go, and it needs to have an immediate deadline and impact on the universe, and we need to go now.
Space. The Infinite Frontier. Star Wars.
So in 82, we also found out about Alamar's phylactery, and that he hasn't found a suitable one yet, as far as we know, and we don't have any idea what it is.
Did we discuss what we thought the phylactery was? I mean, the item
No.
in that episode? No. Okay.
No, we did not. But I think it's a chocolate phylactery.
That's a good call on his part. Make it delicious.
It's an empty box. It's an empty box of machinations. So.
I just can't help myself today.
He really enjoyed them and was like, wow, hey, why throw this box away?
That's right. Nobody will throw this away. We'll put it on the shelf for years.
Elder Alamar and the chocolate phylactery.
And Shaft is already sleeping, and then Mia went to bed, and then Shakara unloaded on Falzarin.
Yeah, why did I have to miss that? I know nothing ever.
I would like to say one of the reasons, I believe you guys know at this point, Shaft stayed awake the whole time. which was a really tough thing to be able to do because I wanted Leland to know that I was awake, so I sent him a message. But the audience wouldn't know that I was awake, so I had to mention it later. But the main reason was I wanted to make sure Falzarin wasn't going to say anything stupid. Because usually when I'm not around, he spills the beans to people. So I let it play, and then there was a few times there I was just about ready to say something.
It's kind of like he's like a toddler or a young kid who, goes over to the babysitters or the friends of the family or the aunt or uncles and starts repeating swear words he's heard mom and dad say. And Shaft is like, you idiot.
But you do it almost immediately. It's like I shut the bedroom door. Now don't say anything stupid. It says something stupid right away. So, but anyway, it played out all right because Shakara was also not being very truthful about everything and sort of spilled the beans a little bit too. So you guys are like two peas in a pod.
Look at that.
Yeah.
For all your differences, so many similarities.
And Shakara has decided that she now needs to stick with Falzarin because that's what Dendar truly wants.
Oh.
To
Very
stop him
convenient.
from doing something. Falzarin's not the evil. Falzarin's going to do the evil, so Shakara has to be there to stop the evil from happening.
There you go. Buddy cop
So
spin-off.
buddy cop. Good cop, bad cop. Who's who? But then you let him go with Shaft and split up.
That was because I felt I knew Geneva better than...
But what if he's gonna do the evil while he's not with you?
That was a risk I was going to have to take.
That's a risk she forgot about not taking.
Exactly.
Sometimes there's risks you just gotta take.
Well, I'm not going to be with him 100% of the time, but
Right.
he's not going to be too far from me either.
You might give him the wrong idea, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think Falzarin would ever pick up on that.
Yeah, you're safe there, I think.
Yeah, whoa. Shakara only has eyes for Grimby, okay? Just
Yeah.
back off there, Falzarin.
Oh, I thought her and Campbell were a couple.
No, we're friends. We're best friends.
They're just
That's what
BFFs.
they all say.
Campbell's in the friend zone.
Yes,
With-
very much so.
Now, Campbell put Shakara in the friend zone, okay? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good reveal. I'm glad that I like the whole, just how all that all played out. I think it was really great. Now I guess if it's okay with Emily, you all could go listen to that one solo that she had. That was a lot of that episode.
Except for Elena, though.
Except for Elena, yeah.
Because she
Sorry.
still doesn't know anything.
Oh, what? I mean, Elena can know and Mia can't know, you know? I
she?
know. Fine. You guys gotta let me in. Give me a tattoo.
Well, I mean, the way you reacted when I said... Oh, wait, was that yet? When I said... No, never mind.
When all of a sudden you wanted to kill Falzarin?
No,
Yeah.
no.
All right.
All right, so let's move along. Shaft and Falzarin head out to talk to the Tritons, which was basically 83, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
With a laugh track of Elena and Emily.
There was a bit of the party. You message Geneva, you discuss what the plan of action is, and then yes, you decide to split up once more.
And it took so long for us to decide what we were going to do, where we were going to go. Driving me
Yeah,
nuts.
well, there was some confusion edited out about whether or not we had read the books in the morning or read them in the before bed.
I remember that, yeah.
Well, just deciding, are we talking to Geneva? Who's going to go talk to the Tritons? When are we going to talk to the Tritons? Who's going to go talk to Geneva? When are we going to go talk to
Well,
Geneva? Oh,
It
come
makes
on.
sense, though, because otherwise it's like, well, why didn't they all just go and then come back? And it's like, yeah, well, it's already 10 o'clock because Falzarin stayed up so late reading, and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're terrible at scheduling things, so we broke up, went out, and got to the drop point where Falzarin...
Turned into a derp scion.
So, let's talk about this.
It
so,
did. It's definitely a derpy
I immediately regretted it after I said I was going to use disguise self for turning into a deep scion to try and, like, distract them and halt them.
Yeah,
when
you
they
know,
start
I mean,
combat.
as for the spell, that might have been the wrong ruling too. I don't know, but it was funny.
It was really funny.
Well, just because, like, I think the tentacle hair was probably fine because, like, if that was on a person, that's kind of an appendage, right? If you think of, like, because they could move, free moving
Sure.
tentacles, but, like, just like an arm fin, probably could have give you those ones.
Well, I'm kind of glad he didn't, because if Shaft, had her rolled up and started attacking me, and,
See 3 deep silence, falls nowhere in sight.
Well, I think I said that in the episode.
Yeah.
So I see, what do I see? And I kept thinking to myself, Bill, say something to
Yeah.
me or whatever. But, I wasn't going to go after him either till I saw Falzern.
Right.
So,
yeah.
it is a strange feeling to try to hide in open waters. And I had no idea how I was going to handle this.
Falzern wasn't going to go after the deep scions either, but you all peer pressured him into it, so.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah. It's just, it's scary being a squishy wizard. And especially underwater, a lot of my spells are kind of useless.
You had something on, I was going to say in your back pocket, but actually on your back that was very helpful.
Oh, yeah. Big old bitey.
Yep.
Yeah, he cleaned house, man. Oh, I would take another one of those tattoos any day.
He did a good job. He almost killed the guy you were trying to save first.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. I think his most successful attack was
He
against
did the
Just
most
the
damage to the dragon.
as one does when Bill's rolling dice.
So what did you think at the time of seeing this other sub?
I think I was confused for about 50% of that fight, thinking
Yeah, I know,
it was
I
one
know.
of the crab subs that we stole a long, long time ago.
I did.
With red
I
cannons.
did too.
Right.
I did too until the cannons. Yeah.
Despite you clearly not saying that. But anyway.
Headlights is what threw us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Rising 3 has headlights.
Right. Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Fuck.
Pretty good headlights.
I
if
hope the
can say
listener
so
is like,
myself.
oh no, headlights.
The crabs had headlights too.
They did, but I described them as being huge headlights.
And you specifically called it a clam, whatever.
Did I say shell ship? I don't know.
Yeah, you did.
I know. I
You
keep
did,
interchangeably
you did.
calling them submarines too, because that's what I think of immediately instead
Yeah,
of a
they
ship.
are. Yeah.
If we had been paying good attention, we would have known what it was.
I don't know. I mean, shit.
Why would we start paying
a clearing
attention now?
machine.
Yeah, why start now?
But yeah, I mean that's bad.
Why start?
That's another another powerful vessel that's owned by the enemies. So it's not good.
But it worked out pretty well with Bitey
Yeah.
helping out, and got to do the Ring of the Ram a few times and wore that thing through, and then pulled out a stick that I had acquired, and that made for some great fun.
Yes. When did Shaft acquire that mysterious little wandy stick thing?
I don't know. Apparently I don't even know what it does. So, but it did help for a little bit. We got to be introduced to some mechanical beings.
Well, just one.
That's right. There was just one.
It would sound like Shaft's rolling, or John is rolling on another random table, right? With the D100, I assume.
Yep, that's true.
So that's interesting. And a D1, I mean, that's a huge table. I guess depending on what the intervals are for different things that can happen, but potentially up to 100 different things.
Yeah, I think it's probably more like 50, but yeah, it's a large table.
Yep. So some excitement there. It's always good to have those wild cards.
Yeah, you did throw me using that one too. Yeah, that was good.
Well, I didn't really want to get. I always have a hard time with underwater fights.
Yeah.
First thing I always think of is I still have all my equipment on me, and then when you walk out of the water, hey, your lantern still works just great, and everything, and you're swimming with all this crap, especially with armor. Visually in my head, it really bothers me. So I always think I'm not good at shooting arrows or with a sword or whatever. I wanted to do something like Ring of the Ram, and what else did I have that could be a ranged attack? And also how much fun it would be to see what happens and learn a little bit of something. If it's fire, then at least I have some water protection.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
I mean, at least you asked for that potion. Did you already say that?
No, but that's
okay.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I
That
had
was
used
crazy
mine
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
in the Rising 2 situation.
It's like you knew
Like I knew what?
that you.
Well, I knew
needed
he
it.
was going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And I knew if I was going to help him, I needed to breathe underwater. I didn't remember if he had one or not, and that's why I asked.
Yeah, I agree that underwater fighting it's almost a little bit immersion breaking because you really can get away with doing quite a bit underwater as per the rules of D&D, but like a halfling that's clad in a bunch of armor with all this crap in its bag and stuff, like how well is he going to be able to swim? Like, come on. He's going to sink.
Yeah,
right
but you
to the
also
bottom.
have to think that you all aren't just a normal person. If
suppose.
if a average statistic is a 10, think of what you have in some of your strengths
true.
and some of your acrobatics and that kind of stuff, right? But yes, it is very wishy-washy underwater, and underwater fights are stupid. But we continue to keep having them because of this fucking campaign that I've stupidly built around a fucking underwater beast.
Yeah. Drowns and stuff.
Yeah, so my bad. But
Krakens. Yeah, like I just really like Mia or Shikara chugging a potion and then still having an AC of 20, like with plate armor on. I just can't.
well, you're
can't
still,
picture it.
even in the water, you're just like a little rock, a metallic rock in the water.
Exactly. But do I still have a swim speed of 30? I mean, or 15 or whatever? That's crazy.
Yeah, like melee attacks and
I know. I'm not like.
Don't make it harder for us.
It's kind of like there are certain parts of this that are not realistic. We're not counting how much weight we're carrying or.
What
making
is
sure
your
we
strength
buy
score?
rations
What is
every
Mia's
day.
strength score?
Oh, I mean, give me a minute.
Sure, I think it's at least a 16. Contrast that to, again, an average person's strength is 10.
yeah.
And mechanically, you can't be useless in the water. Otherwise, that cuts out a lot of cool creatures and encounters that you can have, right?
It's 16, and I'm a god.
There you go.
Thematically, I pictured, Shaft up on the rock, and he would take off his belt and drop all his stuff, stick his dagger in his teeth, and dive off into the, right? But, I didn't want to say anything like that, because then I'd be stuck with a dagger.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, it's just another one of those things.
Yeah.
But that brings us to the end of 83. So, I think the thing that we see here with these 3 episodes is the main thing to take away from it is the party sort of working together.
Yes.
Yeah, getting a lot closer to that point for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty pumped when Shikara kind of took some time to chat with Falsey and share some things.
Felt like
It's kind of
good
nice
time.
we don't have to stop you from killing each other. You know?
So far. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not going to hold out that this will last, but it is it does help move the story along a lot more when we're all giving information to each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure Leland's very happy with that.
And now we have 2 cubes.
That's true. Yes.
Oh, right.
2 cubes.
Mm-hmm.
Mia doesn't even know what the cubes are or what they do.
Fucking Mia.
It's because no one remembers to tell her.
Typical god. Just is barely. Only cares about the mortals when it suits her.
I mean, if I don't know about these things or if they have them, I'm not going to start asking about them. It doesn't make sense. Like, no, I remember being like, what's the tower job? Like, just yesterday in roleplay, right? So it's like...
Well, I mean, yeah, and Shikara hasn't told Shaft. I mean, Shaft knows because he listened, but Shikara didn't know that. Shikara
You
told...
also said you have a friend in a pact. You didn't
Shikara
talk about...
Right. Shikara told Falzarin because he's in the same situation. And she has always been conflicted about killing him. And is trying to figure out why that was what was requested.
Yeah. Well, now I know Campbell is like in a bind with you of some sort. But yeah, I don't know the word pact for you, no.
Well, and then Shikara doesn't want to use the word pact because that sounds evil. It's an alliance.
I was gonna say, what is an alliance?
It's an alliance. I'm doing everything I can to justify what I did.
Jumping through mental hoops, mental gymnastics.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm really excited for where this story's going, though.
Yep. A lot of great stuff coming in the next episode, so tune in.
We have some questions about Bitey.
Oh.
You wanna talk about Bitey?
Sure.
Oh, never mind. It's not a question. Sorry, Jess. Jess just says, first of all, she has to say how awesome the tattoo shark was, even more epic than she ever imagined, and how many more tattoos is Falsey gonna get?
I mean,
Shark Army.
yeah, like I said, I would happily get another if we happen to run into Tenchi and there's an opportunity.
Finally get that killer whale.
Yeah. Oh man,
Yeah.
Ooh.
be epic.
Hey, you got the space for it.
So if
now.
you got another shark, would he be Bitey too?
That's a tough question.
Bitey 2. Bitey 2, not TOO, but like
TWO.
II.
Yeah.
Like Roman numerals, Bitey 2.
Bitey 2, the revenge.
Bitey the second.
I thought about this. If Mia ever gets a tattoo, I think she would want it somewhere that's like really intimidating that people could see.
So face.
On her
Forehead.
So
Side of her
definitely.
So
face.
the only place, yeah, exactly. So the only place you could see is like to have a giant eagle on her forehead.
Nice.
I don't know what ink did Tenchi have left to be. What was the creatures left? Do you remember?
There's the killer whale. I think there's a giant crocodile. I think there's a swarm of something. I'd have to look it up, but
I think a crocodile on the forehead would be pretty
Crocodile on the forehead, yeah.
true. Just kind of lengthwise, and then its head is turning with its jaw open, about to bite
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
right
Would
above
he-
the left eye.
Would he show up bigger than the, tattoo on my forehead?
You
When
could
he comes to life?
have the jaw opening and extending the lower jaw down underneath your one eye and the upper jaw above the other eye, and then your eye is just right in his mouth.
No, each
Sick. And I
jaw
could just
on
shave
the
my
lip.
hair on one side of my head, so then it like the mouth is the mouth,
Yeah.
and then it like crawls up the other side of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
That does sound terrifying.
I wouldn't even use it because I would just want to be like intimidatingly like people would know I could.
Yeah, you use it, and then now you have your head shaved. It's like, oh.
I mean, that's fine.
Anything else? Any other questions or anything we need to?
Oh, well, that wasn't even a question, was it? Let's see. Oh, have you guys ever RP'd or considered RPing a character that's a different gender than your own?
I have. Yeah.
I have found the problem with being a different gender is people tend to get confused.
Yeah, like at the table when they're referring to you
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
your character. Yeah.
It's just easier to be your gender.
I think there's
Yeah.
potential in an upcoming episode or episodes for one of us to be doing a different, the opposite gender, right?
Yeah, we're doing a one-shot soon, and my character is female.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I always enjoy Leland doing female characters. I mean, we've had
Yeah.
many
That's
great
true.
ones so far.
I've considered it, but like, thought you guys would make fun of me when I try to talk like this, man.
We're going to
up?
make
What's
fun
up?
of you no matter
We
what you
will
try to
make
talk
fun
like.
of you. Yeah,
Dude,
regardless.
man, bro. What's up, dude, man, bro? I'd like overcompensate. I'd have like little man syndrome. I'd be like, what's up, dude, man, bro?
No, I think it's interesting to play. The different races, the different side, all of it. It's interesting depending on the type of character and what your backstory is and how you want to, roll that out. I think it's cool.
I am 100% about changing up races. I think that's fun.
Yeah, there's so much out there in D&D to try out. It's crazy. So we had another question about our scrolls. Is the main purpose of them to sell them, or can you build a huge arsenal and then just use whenever you want without having to use any spell slots? I've spent most of my, and I've been forgetting to do this, but I probably should be trying to either make scrolls or do something with my use of long rest. I mean, I guess I've been reading stuff on this last long rest, but
Well, now that you found some nice ink.
yeah, I was making my replacement spellbook for quite a few of our long rests, but Certainly, I think making spell scrolls is a great way to sort of temporarily expand your spell slots. And you could also sell them to make a bit of money, because I think the rules that Leland has made for making scrolls allows you to make them for cheaper than they would sell for, unless I'm mistaken, Leland.
Potentially, you more homebrewy stuff, because there isn't really the core rules for selling and trading magical items in 5th edition is garbage. There's basically no rules, and I think you're supposed to tend to play that, with magical items being a little more rare. But again, it varies on your campaign. But yeah, I gave you rules where if you roll well enough, you could craft a high grade scroll and be able to sell it. But also keep in mind, as your specialization, if you made evocations scrolls, you make them for half as cheap as well. So that's more of your profit margin. Creating and selling what you're best at too, right? But yeah, you could potentially make some money, absolutely. Just takes time and a bit of upfront cost.
Yeah, and I think you had said that evocation spells take half the money and time as well. So
right, you're quicker and produce more cheaply.
Yeah, I'd probably be smart to focus on those ones.
You could be rolling in it by now. Yeah, you could have had all the tattoos. Your whole body could be covered in it.
Yeah.
I'd buy some fireballs from you. I mean, would I have to roll for a mishap or whatever?
Yeah, you would.
Oh, never mind.
I think we take the Rising 3 and we start this little thing where we're taking the McLaren's ink over to the mainland and selling it, and then getting the materials and then selling those scrolls for a major profit over in Drakal. I think we might be able to talk about this on one of the episodes.
I'm for it. Faulty's nothing if not enterprising.
Who cares about this Lich and all that? We're in Drakal, in the middle of the mainland. There's not any Kraken worries.
So far.
Nothing.
From all the
we
worries.
just, and we set up a little shop next to Magic, and run them out of business.
Sell some stuff to the Darklings.
Yeah, just have the contender with the Neogis up in the mountains. That's it.
Talk to Hannah. Yeah.
You can't tell anybody your name if they ask.
Never tell your name. Never.
And
give your name.
we know that it'll be, hi, what's your name? Oh, Falzarin. Damn it. Day one.
I think you just want to go
First
back to get
person in the
Bryn's
door.
money. You just want Bryn's money. You just need your stash.
I've already got Bryn's money.
Well, yeah.
All right. Well, anything else we want to bring up? I guess we can talk about it. We're all going to play a game of Fiasco.
Yeah.
On Wednesday. What is that? What's the date? 6th.
May 6th.
With Chris Whitpan. We're doing
Cinco de Seso de Mayo.
Yeah. We're doing
I don't
Paranoia
speak Greek.
Fiasco.
Oh my God! Would you let John make a proper fucking announcement, please? Jesus Christ!
So we're going to be playing Fiasco. Chris Whitpan on his channel, Game All Night. We're going to be doing the Incorrigible party. Will be playing the Paranoia version of Fiasco. So if anybody knows anything about Paranoia, it's going to be chaos in a game like Fiasco, which is chaos.
It'll be fine.
And also adding in the Incorrigible party,
It'll be
which
fine.
is a trifecta of chaos.
No, it'll be fine.
So
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Perfect
Fine.
storm of chaos.
A shitstorm, some might say.
Yes.
It's going to be live on YouTube, so we'll post links. Click on it, watch us, support us, chat with us.
Make fun of
I
us.
can't watch the chat while I'm playing Fiasco. I can't.
dude.
I don't know. Do you watch? I mean, Leland, did you watch the chat when you were doing it?
For a
he's
lot of
chatting
it,
with
yeah,
us.
I did.
I can't stay in character.
Come harass us.
Chris
I
will
mean,
be
come on.
Chris will be in the chat for sure, at least. If
yeah.
not all of us.
Yeah. So
Oh, man.
Emily and I did one called The Zoo, and Leland, you did one called, what was it? I remember the
Superheroes.
name of
it?
Superhero.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it's called, though.
Fiasco. So now all of us are gonna get an opportunity to be live.
Yeah.
I'm not at all nervous.
He's like, yay.
Yeah, so we have that. We have a lot of recording episodes. I mean, May is a busy month for us. We had some scheduling conflicts with with Matthew Jude, so we're going to be recording with him later this month to be able to get his episode in as a guest NPC. And lots of other good stuff coming up. I mean, we're talking about some one-shots with Emily and me DMing a Paranoia campaign or a mini campaign. So, yeah, we got.
Well, that one,
we're really
the
busy.
Paranoia one's Patreon only. So
That one is Patreon exclusive.
Yep.
So speaking of Patreon exclusive,
Yeah, we do have a Patreon, and check it out. You can go to our website and find a link there. It's on the front page. You can, of course, just go to Patreon and look up the Incorrigible Party, and we're trying to do a lot of cool stuff there. But as we've said many times before, the main campaign and everything will still be for everyone. And if you'd like to get some extras and help us out with keeping the show going, getting some better equipment, keeping things going along, we'd appreciate anything anybody's willing to do.
and we've got new merch. Em, what'd you make?
McLaren's finest. Ink and quill, and for when only the best will do.
I'm ordering one of those shirts. It's amazing. I love it.
For when only the best will do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sweet.
John's making more maps, mappies.
I do have some new maps up.
Yeah.
but,
Maps
and
are going to be very important in coming episodes, so maybe have it open while you listen if you're able to. You know?
Not while you're driving, though.
No, not while you're driving. That'd be very important.
Unless you're driving a self-driving car in the
Ooh.
future.
well, then
That would be
la-di-da.
tight.
Yeah.
Put us on your Tesla screen.
I think Emma had asked a really important
Oh, for
question.
Christ's sakes.
Oh, Bill, get out of here.
Will there be cake?
will there be cake at what point?
I'm not sure I understand, to be honest. I just
It's
wanted to give...
it's the after party. She's asking if we will be having cake
Yes.
at the party.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You can't
Oh,
pose the
speaking
question
of,
and not know what the fuck the question is actually
You know
pertaining
what?
to, Bill.
Speaking of Emma, we have a public Discord chat,
Oh,
and
yes.
it's pretty incorrigible. And
Yeah, it is.
Emma is the queen of Photoshop, and so if you would like to be in on all the secrets and the inside jokes, come join our Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord,
Beware.
turn the notifications off.
User
Yeah,
beware.
join the Discord,
Mute the
turn the
whole fucking
notifications
thing.
off. Exactly. But
Yeah.
when you have time, have fun with us.
Well, the problem is
Quarantine together.
we have there's a few international members, so there's conversations at off hours for North Americans. So there's always something going on in the stupid chat. So you do have to mute the notifications, otherwise you can't
Or-
sleep through the fucking night.
If you're on
That's
a
right.
meth bender and you're up for 2 or 3 days, you're covered.
we have to cut that, dude. We can't.
What?
We can't put that out there. You can't say meth bender.
He's not promoting it. He's
not
just
saying-
saying
You
that
happen
some
to be
people
doing
do.
it anyway.
In the
saying you
event
should,
of you
I'm just
being
saying.
in a
How is that any better than butt plugs? Oh,
There's a
well, we didn't cut butt plugs.
no.
true.
Look, we've already established our listener base, right?
You know what? Emily's laugh is my favorite right now. It's so good.
Don't do meth, kids.
If you want to hear Emily's laugh for 3 minutes straight, become a member of our Patreon.
Is that,
And
If you need a laugh
do you
track,
have that?
it's so good.
Just hire me. I'll F at anything.
Oh, man. Well, in all honesty, guys, I hope you, listener, are staying safe, washing your hands, keeping entertained, playing D&D with friends, listening
We
to
still have to
us,
wash our
telling
hands?
other friends about us.
Nah,
Yeah, you know,
I never
think,
leave the house. I haven't bathed in
I
weeks.
think so. I mean, yeah, there's no judgment.
I don't know, my
We don't
hands are
care
my
about
cleanest thing on my
bathing
body. Right now, that's for sure.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I've been John and Shaft.
I just wanted to say thanks for listening, like a genuine thanks, and he turned it into a,
Yeah, no,
I don't know
agree.
how you expected
We've-
otherwise.
you know,
We've got some
it's
amazing
fine.
listeners.
It's fine.
Will you just
It's fine.
mooks sign off, please? Jesus.
I just tried.
I
Nobody
know,
wants to do it.
But the thing
I've
is,
been John and
I'm
Shaft.
last, so I
Emily's
can't
still
do it, or
broken,
else I
so
would
you
have
need
joined
to-
in.
All you have to do is say, I'm John
Emily
and
needs to
Shaft.
stop laughing in order to sign off.
I'm Emily and Shakara.
Oh wow, that's it? That's all we're getting?
You're up, Elena.
That was not good enough. We can't use that.
Just fucking
This
do
is
it.
the
Let's
best you're getting.
end it.
I refuse to let that be Emily's sign off. She's not even
All right,
speaking.
Skipper, Bill, go.
I've been Bill and Falzarin.
And I'm Leland Steele. You all know who the fuck Elena is because she doesn't shut up. Happy adventuring.
Oh, that's great. That's our best yet, I think.
Oh, man.
Emily is. How does she not have to repeat that? You can't even understand her.
I mean, you didn't even
If
do
someone's
one.
listening
so-
to the 27th after
I was
party,
waiting for Emily. Yeah, that is true. If someone's listening to the 27th, why do we even need to sign off? We should just cut it.
Well, we could.
Thanks for listening. Cool. Just abrupt. I wanted to say thanks. Okay.
Well, does anybody else have anything?
You could abrupt cut. You should abrupt cut, and then this is the after credit scene. You abrupt cut, and then this is the after credit. So if they're listening to their 27th after party and then listening to the after credits, then they're really deserving of this outro.